Alrighty guys, we're going to be doing something special with these pipes. I'm cutting them at every 2 feet. There's a black mark all the way through. I got my saw. I don't care what the cut comes out to be. I need to cut these, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. It's not special. All right, next thing we got to do is we're going to put some holes, drill some holes in here, probably about 1/3 of the way or maybe half the way. We're going to do half the way, and we're just going to put holes in it. I'll show you why here in a bit. We just need to put a bunch of them in here. They don't have to be perfect. I got these done, basically drilled, as you see, pretty much all the way around. Decided to go all the way around, only halfway up. Now, I know, I got you thinking, what is he going to do with this? Alrighty guys, you've seen this year, over here where I had my onions and my trellis garden, it tanked, it did no good, it was junk. And I have been working with the soil, I've been regrading it. And I took down a tree that was half dead already that needed to go. It's been one of my things to take down. So now what I'm going to do is Wendy from Hardneck Farms gifted me, I'm trying to remember, I'm just going to say 40 trees, peach tree saplings. I don't remember how many, but I'll go between 15 and 20, I believe. I brought to Missouri, and in Missouri, Simply Jan, she took a bunch of them. We gave a few more away up there. While we're down here where we live in Oklahoma, I have been gifting them to several other good channels that we're trying to help each other. I kept 5. The 5 I picked have been doing pretty good. No problems with them. And it's time to get these things in the ground. I should have put them in the ground last month. I'm behind. But here I have 4 peach trees. They're not in the ground yet. I've got 1, 2, 3, and the other one's right over here is 4. I do have my 5th one over here. Now, I don't think I'm ever growing here again unless I try to grow pumpkins again or watermelon, but I couldn't get this to grow either. I just noticed something. Look at this. Where are we pointing, Tony? Potato. I don't know why things didn't grow this year. If you remember the year before, I grew out 32 pumpkins in this whole area right here. Crazy. Last year, nothing. I don't know. But, as you know, my potatoes did not do as good as I thought they would do. So I'm thinking about leaving the peach tree over here and then getting some pear trees and sticking in this area also. It's just a thought. So I'm not exactly sure. All right, I'm pretty much going to put my trees where they're at. I'm just going to run 4 over here because if I put too much, I'm crowding a tree and I don't want that. So what we've done is I've got my hole dug. It's about twice as deep as where it needs to be. It's because I'm going to be putting this. You remember last year I got a load of horse manure that I've had sitting over there? All right, here we go. We're going to use it. It's been a year sitting. It's looking good. What we've got to work on now is these are the saplings. They were only about 3 inches long when I got them. They're doing great. But what we need to do is I need to put these in this bucket that I got over here and my tractor. I'm going to show you what we need to do with this root system. Check it out. Go through it. We're not going to do a whole lot of pruning, but we are going to do just a little bit of cleaning up on it. This is one of the peach saplings. Now, we're really not supposed to prune trees at this time of year, but I'm going to do just a couple of things, or maybe just one for now, is that this has like another tree coming on. It doesn't need that. It's putting growth in. We need to I'm just going to get that out of there now before I plant it, so it doesn't need to be there. Just get rid of it. Also, on any of your fruit trees, you want to cut it at a 45-degree angle like I just did. Now, when I lived in Florida was the last time I grew fruits. And I had in Florida, I had orange trees, I had banana trees, I had grapefruit trees. They're awesome to have. Now, this is not the time you get pruned, like I said. So I was just getting rid of this one. If I happened to see a diseased one, something that didn't look good, I was going to go ahead and just get rid of it right now and wait until spring. And then spring, we're actually going to prune a lot of this down. We're going to check this root ball out. I know my root balls are doing pretty good, and see what everything looks like, and we'll go from there. All right. Now, this looks pretty good so far, in a way. You see nice roots sticking out. We want those roots to be coming out. What we don't want is roots to be... Okay, when your roots are in here, they go in circles. You know what I mean? They're just circling. So we're picked a good time to go ahead and set this up. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to take some of the soil out of here, and I want to find the bottom of this trunk. Okay? And I planted it just right because, look, here's a weed. Get rid of that. There is the bottom of the trunk right there. You see how, can you see some of that root type setup right there? So we're good. But what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and break apart a lot of these roots right here. You definitely want to break it up and let it able to move out. You want the root to grow outward, okay, not continue growing in circles. A lot of people don't know that. They'll just go and put them in. Now look, see, a lot of these roots are going straight down. That's doing pretty good. They're not going in circles. So I'm probably not going to get into this root ball too much, but as an example, here's that one root what we want. And what I want to try to do is make sure I plant it so the root is out this direction. So when it's sitting there, it's like this, not in. We want the root system to grow out. You see how that sits? Okay. All right, let's go ahead, and I am going to add in probably a full 5-gallon pail of my compost that I made. All this compost I have over here, like I said, is the horse manure that I made. So we're going to put all in there. We want all brand new compost, good soils in here. Yeah, I'll be putting the whole thing in there. Okay. Now, here's the next thing I'm going to do. Remember a minute ago I was telling you about my little secret? All right, I want you to say hello to my little friend. Give me a minute. All righty. Remember a minute ago I showed you these? All right, got all those holes drilled in here. What's going to happen is this is going to lay right here, kind of up in this area right there. Okay, there you go. I've seen a lot of people doing this in Florida all the time, and it completely made sense. I did it, and it worked perfect. What it is for is when you water a plant, yes, we're watering with the garden hose, and you're trying to let it soak around. It gets there. We're trying to get water down to the root system where the root's going to be growing down. Well, we'll be able to put water in here, put in a liquid fertilizer in there. This will probably stay in there, I believe, for a year, maybe 2, the max, but I think for a year. And then we will go ahead and pull that out. What we're trying to do is promote that growth, those roots to go down in the ground and disperse out, not just keep the roots up top. We got to make the tree stable. All right, next thing we're going to do is be adding some bone meal. What we want to try to produce is roots right now. We are not worried about the growth of the tree, the plant yet. That will come in a few months. We'll start fertilizing for the tree, for the plants, for the foliage, their leaves, the whatever else is there. Right now, we need to put bone meal in there to promote root growth. See, with all those holes in that pipe, it's going to allow that water to go straight down to the root system. All right, remember, we don't want this way deep. So what we're going to need to do is bring this up, probably about in that area right there. So let me bring some more of my compost. Let's see where we're at. Here's ground level. I'm going to say we're good right there. Now, where's that root? Yeah, you see the root? I'm going to drag it. So the root's there. But now, another thing. I do have that road. So do I want one of these big branches facing the road? If I can avoid it, I'm going to. So we're going to turn it a little bit. And as you see, this is pretty much clear here. All right, there we go. That looks good. Just the way it sits. Now I'm going to go ahead and dump the rest of this in here. I've got more in my bucket of my tractor. I just mix this mulch with some of the dirt that I've got. Or compost rather. All right, I got this all raked around pretty good. Now I'm going to wet this down. Remember I told you about this pipe? You know, think about it. It's a lot of that water is not going to get down below where the roots need to be. So now what we're going to do is fill that up. And as it drains down, which has already started, it'll start putting moisture down below where the roots are, promote that root to grow down. Right now that water's staying right about ground level. All right, so I'm going to lightly soak this a little bit more, and then I'm going to put a cage around this because deer, I don't know if you guys know this, but deer love peaches. We'll have to put a fence around here or something. All right, guys, I'm going to make this quick. It's starting to rain. Okay, all the peaches are in. I put them all over here, and I'll show you in a second. I've got the 1, I got the 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I put 5 over there amongst that cedar tree. Give me a second. Hear me out. The only other spot I could have put it was right there. And that would have been under the oak. Sun comes from here, right about like this. So this would be shaded, and it would be amongst that. Now, but here's the next thing. That is there. That cedar tree has to come out. I mean, sooner the better, but I'm going to give it a little time because when that cedar comes out, there's actually another, I've talked about that oak tree needs to come down. You can see straight through our property, right on out through, see the goat pen and everything. I don't mind that. I mean, it's clean, it looks good, but still I like the woods look. So my goal is to get these, give it a few years, get these going up. By about 4 years, they got to be standing somewhere around this tall, which is about, what, 4 foot tall, we're hoping, if we take care of them. Then, with this and this up high enough, it would hide all that. Then I can pull that tree out of here. Now, the other thing is, I'm planting these late. My bad, I've been busy. Things going on, I can't, you know, that's it. So if I lose one of these peach trees this year, I can always grab that one if I need to. If that one's the one that survives, whatever. Transplant it with one of these others. Now these others are properly separated. That would be the only oddball. And we'll work on that, we'll see. See, I've got all my white pipes in the ground. For yesterday and today, I've been putting water in the pipe and watering the plants. Every one of them, it's all working good. Now, why didn't I put the peach tree here? Guys, I want to have a pear tree also, a couple pear trees. And I want to start like a fruit garden if I can also. And I'm thinking this area, I don't know how many pear trees I can put in this area. It's some, you know, I need to look that all up. Maybe it's 2. And we'll go from here. I mean, this would be a good soil. I mean, I may grow pumpkins under them. Maybe, we'll just see. But really the goal was to get 2 pear trees, the minimum, if I can. I got to see how they grow and where you need to set them, and then and go from here. I realize I'm going to do all my main gardening out of that area right there. My trellis gardening, I'm going to do it all out of that and go from there. So anyway, guys, here we go. This is what the peach area looks like. We got it done. All right, we're going to go. It's starting to rain. I'm supposed to get about 6 inches of rain in the next 24 hours. Y'all take it easy. Bye.